Hello everybody, welcome to another video from TrainSpotEast, and this is Series 1 Episode 19 of the Summer Getaway Series South by Series 1. We would like to welcome you all to the end of the series review. Now, as predicted, as the usual end of series, we do the good, the bad and the ugly stuff, and also the top 10. But also, I'm going to be including what train that stalks me the most, and also any sort of progress that I've actually made so far. So, channel wise has not been fully completed yet, but I can tell you now I have completed my GWR 158s, which is really good news. 153's not so close. I mean, we just got at least two more to catch. That is 153329 and 153372. That did not made it. Haven't seen those yet, so they've been avoiding during the time. 150s, we covered nearly pretty much most of them, I think. Pretty much most of them are all covered by now, so which is good. Probably dash ones, I think there might be at least one or two, but I think that's it. So, very good news, really. Very good news if doing so for the logging wise. GWR HSTs, there's only a couple to get still, so there won't be. It won't be very soon till I probably will finish them, probably like another couple of months or something, but we'll see. When next time I come around the Great Western Main Line again, I will cover some more from there. Cross-country voyages and all that stuff not fully completed yet, so it's only a couple that have logged before. Some I've been only just came in that I've now logged, so that's okay. So yeah, so that's the progress so far about the logging. But we will talk about the Stalker Train award of the series, which I will announce later. So, kick things off with all the good and bad stuff. So, day one, which was extra stations. We kick off at Exeter St David's on the time when I came in for the first ever in the southwest, where we came through with a green pacer, which is a bit unusual. A green pacer, GWL green pacer, which I didn't expect that was meant to happen. But yeah, it actually happened, with Visit South Devon appearing as well, which is very nice. Nice to see 153333 make an appearance. Also made an appearance as well as Citizens Rail 153325 that made an appearance, which only came at the start of the clip. And we had two 150s joining up, and one of them was doing the run that's going to St James's Park, which is a bit bizarre. Yes, that actually left by the time we started by the time when the HT departed. That left by the time we turned round, basically. But that's okay. Even though it's one of the most pointless services ever on offer, which is a bit unusual. But it's peak time, so who cares mostly? We've got some additional peak time services that's going to Honiton and Axminster. We did take the one that's going to Axminster. So saw there was 43093 with 43020. We had 43145 and 43198 at the end. Also showed 2007. Also had a couple green 153s as well. 153380, 153318 and 153373. All turned green, which is quite nice to see. Yeah. And also the first time that the first 150-2 turned green, which is 15232. But not so new anymore now, so it's all kind of works out that actually there's loads now in green. There's now 4 left in the dynamic purple, so get them whilst you can because they'll be changing to green very soon, so that's another thing. And pretty much that is really it about Exeter St David's. So very good station, very good views, very good sort of architecture as well. I went through the stairway, which is going towards the platforms. Very, very nice depiction of a mirror just there as well. That about the GWR. It's quite nice. So, fantastic station. We'll find out where it will be in the top 10. Maybe the top 13. We'll find out where that will stand. But a good station I would recommend coming back to. Exeter Central, say the least, is a little less than what I predicted about Exeter St David's. Now, it's an alright station. However, a couple of gaps during the peak time session. It's a bit unfortunate when actually we don't have many peak time sessions run through Exeter Central, but yes, they do have some where they start at Exeter Central and head up to Paignton. We had at least one that's managed to do that. We also had a terminating service from Barnstable that happened as well. That's actually terminated at Exeter Central. We had a couple of 159s, had a couple of 158s as well. And even that, I think actually we had at least one 158, and the rest of it are mostly a 150, a 153, or a pacer. But that's all it was really, pretty much. So it's a fair station. I'll say it's alright. Maybe I'm not too sure about coming back to that station though. It's a possible maybe. So we'll wait for that one. But it's a good station, but it's a possible maybe for me to return. Par. So Tuesday, we rolled on to the next day on Tuesday. We'll focus at Par and Saltash. Give me a clue about Par and Saltash are Cornish main lines. That's where we headed towards, Cornwall. First time I went that way, and it felt like a dream now. Par was a really good station. One of the 11 stations that had the 3 letters. We have one here, which is Ely, and they have one in Cornwall. Par was alright. It's an alright mix of services. We had freight, which is quite lucky. We had one freight right near to the end. But we did had 15305 coming around, which is Casper, which is quite nice to see. Not much though about anything else though about Par, but it's a very good quaint station. It's a quaint station. I know I'm taking Vicky's words, but yeah, it's quite nice. So I'll give that one as a possible maybe return, but I'd like to return there anyway because the views are still good though. Views are still good. I'll probably come back for a bit more longer session, so if needs to be, probably much more like an all-day session, but we'll see. But that's another one to consider. And also, if we do get the Regex happen on a Saturday, then yeah, that'll probably be a bit of a bonus. Yes, it was too dark, so I had to put my light back on. Anyway, Saltash, the Royal Albert Bridge. aka I keep naming it Brunel Bridge, which is a bit funny, I know. Saltash has very good views. Mostly we did come out and had a bit of shots from the bridge as well. Excellent. We did manage to get a cat coming in as well, which you'll probably will notice during the time in a video from Saltash, we edited out the clip where actually we had a bit of a guest. In fact, then we kept the whole clip running, really, which you'll see in the extra bit, where we kept it still. We had a clip, and this time it's kept longer. So this time you probably hear what's going on, basically in the background. But that is the case. It's an alright station, Saltash. Now, I think it's okay, but we did have a bit of a long gap in breaks, but still, you can't fault with the views though, so that's a bit of an advantage to it. It was very close to par, but Saltash did actually win for the views, and yes, it's quite true still. But we'll see if it is in the really good margin in the top 13. Whether it's going to be in the top 5, whether it's in the top 10, we'll find out really. Saltash is a possibility that which will be actually not a possibility. I probably will return back there for another session. So a very good station, and I pretty much will trust you all to have a look and enjoy the views really, and also to do the recording from there. So coming to Wednesday, the next day, we had 3 stations, 2 in Riviera and 1 that actually is the terminus of the Cornish Main Line, and also the terminus of the Great Western Main Line in South Devon, which then works our way up. So we're talking about Plymouth here. Plymouth is a very good station. Now, very unfortunate that actually just 2 weeks after I visited Plymouth, a stabbing took place in Plymouth, which was very unfortunate. So, condolences to the victim and his friends and family at this time. But it has been 2 weeks. It has been really good, Plymouth. It's a bit rainy at the time. It was rainy. We managed to see the deformed 221-141. We managed to see visit Plymouth, and with KGV's Beast 43122 appearing. 43163 was at the rear of that one, which is interesting. Even though his dog did turn up, it's 221133, but yeah, it did turn up anyway. I'm not going to go into details about that one anyway. We're not talking about stalkers here, so But I want to keep this as we are. 152-1 made an appearance. It made an appearance in the journey video. Now it's appeared again on the real station Trains That video. Officially. But you're probably thinking if it's going to stalk me. Well, we don't know yet, but we'll find out if it's going to be Stalker Train of the Year. Actually, we'll find out. So, Plymouth, despite the long gaps, it's worth actually it's worth a good visit still. Come back there again for a much more longer session, so you can cover a bit more. And basically, I think actually I can't fault Plymouth in a way in terms of views, but views are all right. I think they're quite good still. Very good views. That's it. That's really it on that one. So we went up to Newton Abbot, which is on the Riviera line. Now Newton Abbot at the time, the construction works happened to build new ticket barriers. By now today, it's now opened. So good luck for people who are trying to do some train spotting around Newton Abbot way. Probably would ask some staff nearby, but good luck. Newton Abbot is an alright station. Now there's no freight, which is a bit of a shame. As like Plymouth, but this time the frequency is a bit more higher than Plymouth slightly, which I come to terms that actually there's a lot more trains and a little bit less gaps, so which is a bit better. So it did fare slightly better in Newton Abbot, but the problem is that it's just a freight, but there's no freight, of course. But and it was because there's construction work going on, but still I think it's still good. But it's a little bit messy, but I think okay, still good. And once I come back there, I think it's much more better and much more prioritised and everything with all the clutter out of the way. So, which is good. We'll see how it fares up really to know. But we did see the Green Pacer again. We saw 153-325 making several appearances. We made 153. No, hang on. No, we had 153-377 turning green. We had a very sort of, I think that's it, but we had a bit of an interesting some HSTs, but we managed to miss out some of the ones that cross over during the time, and even a strange platform alters for the Royal Duchy to go on platform 3, and the 12 Express to on platform 1. That was a bit odd, but it is done because actually then people can connect up really cross interchange. So yeah, that's very interesting. We need to know it, but that is it really for what I'm saying here. So we moved on to Dawlish region. Dawlish is covered by 4 places. We did Langstone Rock, then Dawlish Seawall. We also did Dawlish Warren Station and Dawlish Station. Main favourite of the day. That was a main favourite. Views spectacular. Mix of stock pretty alright. A very good mix. Services. There were 2 cancelled ones. So that was unfortunate, but at least we get some sort of fun things that we did include in during the whole video, which was quite enjoyable. So I would say Dawlish brilliant. I would recommend going to all 4. Probably not Dawlish, maybe Dawlish one a bit, but I think mostly Dawlish Station, Langstone Rock and Dawlish Seawall. Yes, go to them because they're brilliant. I like it. So with Dawlish done, the next up we come to Thursday, and we did Salisbury. The 159 and 158 do congregate quite a lot in this one, so there wasn't really much HSTs or anything. We were planning to see the Flying Banana coming to Salisbury, but that didn't happen. It was running late. It's a bit of a shame really. It also was stable up in Exeter on the day. So freight wise, brilliant still. We have 59s. The first time ever sighting of a 59 for me, which I loved it, and it's also in the aggregated industries colours, so that's really, really good. A very good mix of services. However, there was a couple of delays, but that's not a problem. We had a bit of a squelching sound of 159103 making really bad noises. Sometimes when 159009 makes it worse and come round with 159104. We had 159105 being Seaside Special after changing the destination boards. That was funny. Also we had we did manage to get a couple a couple of other bits. We also managed to record a coupling separation between two trains that actually one heads off to Exeter. We did manage to see a coupling, a decoupling. So that one was pretty good. I think Salisbury might return there again. I like it. And probably next time I should visit the city. Keir told me. Great Westerners, if you're watching this, you did tell me to go to Salisbury City of Salisbury. I will go there next time. When I'm going to Salisbury next time, I'll make a visit to Salisbury in the whole city and everything else as well. I do think I need to go to it. I think you did recommend me to do that, and I will probably do it at one point. One day probably. When I'm not spotting, I'll probably do that. So Westbury. So we took a 159 to Westbury. Westbury was interesting. Now, Westbury, we had heavy rain. We had delays as well. And also had lots of freight. It's unbelievable, Westbury. For you freight enthusiasts out there, you should recommend going to Westbury because there's so much to see. It's ridiculous. You have Coda 70s, you have a Coda 66, you have 59s coming through. Sometimes the 66 could be stabling into the Westbury down TC. Get a couple of those. Services wise, very mixed, very good mix. It's a very good mix of stock as well, including a HST. A very strange diverted HST appeared as well, which was quite odd. It was delayed Penzance to London Paddington, the late Cornishman route, the late Cornishman service. We also saw the Flying Banana, which made an appearance after having several amounts of delays. It finally appeared, half an hour late, at Westbury. Rain was trickling heavily on that one, and waterfall. Westbury was like waterfall. It's ridiculous. It's quite funny though to think how actually we mentioned it as a word waterfall, but the station's booth was becoming like the case of where actually too much water to handle, it just shrouds into the edge of the platform basically. 158953 was there on the platform at the time, and actually then it took some water with it, and actually we were worried that we were going to get completely soaked by it, but that was fun. So with that in what have we got there at Westbury that we saw? We did at least had, I think it was 1 or 2 services from South West Trains. We ended up with 3 in the end. We had a couple of HSTs. We had a green 158 as well. We had a couple of those. No liveries, however. There is a 153 steering through as well that we had. It was doing the service to Gloucester. We had a 153 coming in from Swindon as well. We did see some from Swindon Westbury runs. So that was quite good. And also we had a service that heading to Yeovil, Penmill from London Waterloo as well. So that was a good one. So generally, I think Westbury is a brilliant station. I think despite the delay, we had been hit by a 40-minute long delay due to a train fault. We're supposed to head to Taunton, which I'll mention in a moment. Westbury, it's still good. It's still brilliant, and it's enjoyable to film, so I would recommend going there. Taunton. So we were arrived a bit late at Taunton, so we have extended our filming times for Taunton till 8:30. So many things to see at Taunton, it's ridiculous. You've got a couple of HDs that are in vinyls. You have the Welshman. You've got also Building a Greater West coming along as well. We also had the former X livery, X Bristol 2015 livery that's now turned blue as well, 43126. That did appear as well. We also saw my final green 158 and also my final Getaway 158 that I managed to capture, which is 158951. I didn't expect that was my last one, but it is the last one. Oh, I didn't expect that one. That was my last one to catch. So that's good. So that's completed. So we also had a couple of late services. Just whilst we arrived, we had a couple of late services along the way, with Cross Country slightly late on their services, and us having a bit late with one of our HSTs running in. Despite we arrived 40 late, then the next HST behind it was only a couple of minutes late anyway, and that was avoiding Westbury. Whilst the Cross Country services, there could be any sort of thing. Very interesting 5 coach to Aberdeen Penzance. That was interesting enough. We had 152.48 managed to come through as well, which is good. It was one of that I need to also catch as well because I didn't manage to catch before. think that might be my last 150-2. I don't know yet whether that's true, but I think it's the last one to catch. So, with that one, we also managed to see some terminating services from London Paddington via Bristol. And also, we had the Gloucester train, which departed from platform 6, which is quite interesting. Taunton was a very good station, and I would recommend going there again. Yeah, definitely recommended. Maybe freight. You can mix in some freight. You can mix in any other things as well along the way. So, a very good station, Taunton. Bristol Temple Meads. So we come to Friday, and we come to the last day. Bristol Temple Meads starts us off, and riding a voyage from a Voyager. So much good stuff at Bristol. You have turbos running the 7 beach lines, including Avonmouth and 7 beach. That is 166 and 165. That's only covered during the start of July. Then we had a couple of tamper movements. So you get so many tampers just going all over the place around Bristol, which was interesting. No freight, however, but we did at least tamper does cover it slightly a bit more, which is an okay purpose really, which is okay. Annoyingly, we had a 153 that actually packed in a service from Cardiff to Taunton. Also, a packed service, a 150-2, that returned for the crash at Plymouth, which was 152.19, forming a service from Cardiff to Portsmouth. That was painful. And even that, right at near the end, we had Intercity Swallow and the Stoneblower, the Network Rail Stoneblower. Absolutely brilliant. I just can't fault Bristol again. It's just how I remembered it from last time in Series 2 made it more better now this time when I was at the Summer Getaway series. It made it slightly better than the last time. So, enjoyable. I feel I can't fault Bristol, so no bad points there, but I think that's very good. Then, Bar Spa. Now, Bar Spa was quite interesting because we were originally going to go State till 4, but actually we were cut short because actually wanted to try and see other bits, but because it was early start, so it was not a problem anyway because it was an early start. So Bar Spa was quite a very modernised. It's a very modernised station because it has been changed from since April. Last time when I was going off from Bristol back to London, the Bar Spa station looks a bit slightly old and slightly different, and needs a bit more a bit of changing and everything, just to make it more better for new trains or something like that in purpose. Yes, it has worked. It is very nice how they clearly modernised the whole station. It's very, very nice. The platforms, therefore, looks a bit more clean, which is good. With views, spectacular views. I can't fault myself taking photos of the views from Bar Spa. It's ridiculous. It's too many good views. Curves around the corner. That's amazing. Even that next time when I go to Bath, I will try and go and visit the city. I really want to visit. Services are alright. We did get a couple of delays. We also had the stock wasn't alright as well because we had mostly 40 HSTs, and then we only have sprinters. It's an alright one, but it's still good. Still good nonetheless. But you can't win with the views though. That's another thing. I'll just end up banging on about the views about Bar Spa. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Bar Spa. Station I would like to come back to as well another time. Diverts, probably diverts. We'll see how we probably may be a bit of an issue because at the moment they've kind of restricted the speeds there at this case when other modernisation is a bit of a shame. But that's all you can only do, I'm afraid, on that one. So I would like to go back there again. What's interesting about for Bar Spa, we managed to see 152.19 again. We managed to see the Welshman in this one, which was quite nice. We got from an Intercity Swallow. We had a ride on Intercity Swallow, so that was the first club to start us off. At least one service from Southwest Trains is here, and also any other bits. Now, by the time you're watching this, I did mention Southwest Trains, but actually, I would now have to mention it's Southwestern Railway by the time you're watching this. It's Southwestern Railway by now, so since Stagecoach franchise has now ended by the time you're now watching this. It's now 2 days later. Yeah, it has worked out very well, isn't it? It's very, very quick. very enjoyable. Very enjoyable bus bar. We'll go to the last station, which was Filton Abbey Wood, and Filton Abbey Wood was an alright station. Stock variety is good. Service is very good. Problem is that it's building work again. It's another building work happening at Filton. And slightly rundown. Slightly rundown as well, I think. But slightly rundown. But I think it's going to improve once we get like new stuff coming in. I think we might hopefully improve. Enjoyable at Filton Abbey Wood. We managed to see a couple of 221s. We managed to see 150.002, which I made a ride on as well. 150.221 strikes again. 150.259 appeared as well. Still managed to get the green 150.248 and also 263 made an appearance again. But we get other things. We also saw a HST that runs on a Friday. The 17... Hang on. What was it? I can't remember what the service it was. But actually, it's another service that's coming from Plymouth and Leeds, which was booked as a HST, which is a surprise really. I think it was the 1725 out or 1625. Either those two. That was for a HST run instead of a Voyager run, which is quite interesting. Recommend a very good station. Possibly would come back there, maybe. Very good station though, but despite though it's slightly run down, I think it's an alright station. Slightly run down though, so. But that's all I got mentioning about. So yeah. Others include about that throughout. We managed to go through some bashes and stuff. You may notice that in the next video you will see those and did a little short stuff, so what's like and stuff around certain lines, and also we covered all the missing bits as well. Yeah, it's not starting to be another 25-minute wait. That what we saw at Plymouth was actually cross country waiting for 25 minutes. So that is it for these trains at stuff, and the journey videos are now all up, so all trains and journey videos are all up. I made a playlist for you to have a look and watch later. But here, there, down here, where it is, it's all up there ready and waiting anyway for you to watch later. Once you watch this review. So here is my top 13, and I'll pop this in order of 13th to 1st. So 13th place is Existential because of the gaps, and also stock is alright, but it's not really much to see really. Existential, it's not a lot, so that's why I popped that 13th. 12th place Filton Abbey Wood for a reason, because it's slightly run down, but the mix of stock and stuff was still good, but it's just a rundown issue. But also building work slightly gave me a bit of a choice really. 11th place. 11th place is par. Reason why is because despite there was one freight which is alright, but there are a couple of gaps in between as well, which during the time it was a bit long. But yeah, it's not very much though, so that's why I had to put that to 11th. But very good mix of stock, and service is an alright one, so, but it's the gaps the issue there. 10th place is Plymouth for a reason is that couple of gaps. Stock variety is alright as well. It's an alright station, very good sort of views and stuff, but I think there's more than at least a couple of other stations I think would be a bit better. So, but frequency is in the middle. It's not very frequent, but I'm hoping in the future we need to campaign for more services to Plymouth. We need more services to Plymouth, obviously. We need more services going that way, I think. 9th place Saltash. Despite the bridge views and everything was really good, I think the problem is that the facilities are not very existent, but also there was no CCTV cameras anyway. But it's not just that, it's because of the gaps as well. Another long gap, a couple of long gaps, so that didn't help neither. But because the College Main Line doesn't have much more, like, you know, in frequency terms, I think more services in the future need to go down there. I think at least 1 or 2 more services so it can help a bit more. It's not very helpful if people are going to Penzance during the time when they want to get there early morning for, like, you know, all sorts. They had to end up going on like a different service. But I guess I guess I may be right or may be wrong, but I think there's just a couple of bit of gaps in between. That's the problem. But it's an alright one, I'll say. But such as very good. 8th place, Newton Abbot, because of the construction work happening. But I think it's open now, so it may improve the score. Very good mixture, but there's no freight. Very good mixture. Very good mixture of stock and services, but there's no freight, so that's why it's slipped to here. And there's also more stations that are a bit better than that one. 7th is Taunton. Reasons why for Taunton: no freight, but however, mix of services and stuff was very good. But however, there had been some delays, so which is a bit unfortunate. But it makes up very well, and very good to see some different vinyls and stuff during the time, so that was really good. 6th place is Salisbury, because of the depot there as well, which was quite helpful and beneficial. But also we had a major good views, and also the 59 was quite the best highlight. Not much stock, but I think actually that's why I thrown it to 6th, because maybe the 59 did actually help, and also the depot nearby, so that was quite helpful. Excuse me. 5th place is Exeter St David's. The reason why I said Exeter St David's is because more stations are kind of better. A lot more kind of better due to views. Exeter St David's, the viewpoint is very good. Through flat and also going down south was alright. Not major problems. Very good, nice kept station though as well. Taunton was very nice kept, but Exeter St David's again had architecture. Still good. So, but I placed it in 5th because there's a bit better, slightly better than given here. So that's the reason. I gave Dawlish 4th. Dawlish is 4th because 2 council services. Also, the views was so brilliant. Services are all right, but there has been a couple of cancellations, so that didn't really help. But at least it's not high tide and not having to have so much wave crashing through the train tracks. And no damage to the seawall, which is still good, because we did film on the seawall. It was very, very nice to do. It's brilliant. Also Langstone Rock as well. I recommend people go to Langstone Rock. It's brilliant views from there. Dawlish is 4th because of the service, because of the services. There's no freight. However, it had 2 cancelled services, so that slightly didn't help. But the views kind of made a bit more uplifting hope, really. So that made up for it. So I've made it to the top 3. Bar Spa is 3rd. Reason why Bar Spa is 3rd, because of the views again. Also, mixed service is very, very good. Couple, mostly clean and nicely well kept. Also very modernised. And despite various speed restrictions didn't help, but I think the mix of stock and services are alright. They're still good. So I'm still happy with that. We managed to see very good vinyls and also a couple of bits as well. I like about Bar Spa, and I would visit the city again. I would visit the city or town. Whatever you call it. Town, city, whatever you call it. I'm still getting a bit confused, so I need to learn or which one's which. But I know Birmingham's a city, Liverpool's a city, Manchester's a city, Reading is a town, not a city, because someone corrected me thinking it was that I thought Reading was a city. In fact, it was a town. So don't beat me around the bush though at that one. So Bar Spa 3rd. So we leave it 2 stations. It's very, very close. Oh, it's going to be quite close, and I don't know how I'm going to say this. But 2nd place is Bristol, because one thing to know is that variant of freight, there isn't much freight in Bristol, but there was Tampers, so that's okay. HSTs, turbos, 158s, so good. I can't fault how much that there is. It's very good. We managed to think actually Bristol Temple Meads last time was number 1 in the previous series 2, which was quite good really to think Bristol has done its reputation, and it has kept it this way as well in the Summer Getaway again, with being the top 2. Despite they didn't be at number 1 this time round, is because I think there's a particular difference of freight, and due to the fact with views and freight was quite more beneficial, slightly beneficial, but I think it wouldn't matter. But Bristol Temple Meads is also some sort of really good station to go to on the day basis if I was doing the series, so I'm still thinking it's still a really good station to visit, and I would recommend everyone to visit though. So brilliant station, Bristol Temple Meads, but it had to pick up the post because number 1 is Westbury, because Westbury 70s, 66, 59s, a diverted HST. How many can you throw in? Westbury is brilliant. I just can't fault Westbury. No disadvantages. However, there was a delay, but I don't think the delay can actually help it after all, because we managed to carry on a bit more longer, and a bit more interesting was that the weather. The weather could be quite interesting, but the weather at Westbury, despite the rain, we managed to have a bit of fun. Sometimes it's brilliant. And also, best of the highlight is the LMT. The LMT was the head highlight, which made it go into the top 3. So that was the best highlight of all as well. And nice to see that since November. 59s as well. You name it. Westbury was really, really excellent. Recommend going there on a day basis. On a series basis. I will do that for a series again. So, without the doubt of having so much delays, or maybe there could still be delays again like last time, but hoping so that actually then it'll just be like an all-dayer, and I think I will do an all-dayer next time. So, but there you go. So, putting the top 5, I'll reverse it back to top 5. Top 5 is Exeter St David's, number 4 is Dawlish, number 3 Bar Spa, number 2 Bristol Town Meads, and we're leaving Westbury at number 1, which is why best station of the Series 1, the South West Series, the best station. So that is it for the stations. Stalker trains. Oh, anybody would think actually, and Stalker Train Awards are actually happening. Yes, for me, it's just going to happen every year when we get to do the Summer Getaway series. We got to mention what train stalks me the most. So, there's a couple of candidates that we came across. We had 153382, which kept stalking me several times before. Have seen it since Tuesday. Since Monday. Monday came in as a service going up on the Triangular. Tuesday, seen it again. This time going off to Penzance and heading back out and going towards Liskeard, Plymouth, Newton Abbot, whatever you call it. It's just crazy, that is. So he's been seen about again, 153382. Wednesday, again, that's been seen because it was doing the Newton Abbot to Liskeard. Didn't see it on Thursday, but Friday we saw it again. At this time, it was doing the service from Penzance to Cardiff Central. So, but yeah, but there is a lot more than you think you could configure. My other candidate is 15130, the 7-side one. Started up on Monday and heading off to Paignton. Tuesday we saw it again to Barnstable off camera. Wednesday we saw it again going off to the Triangular Doom. That's Paignton, Exmouth, Barnstable again. This time it was doing the Barnstable, no, not Barnstable. It was doing the Exmouth to Paignton runs. Thursday, no, we didn't see it. Friday, possibly we did not. I think we might have seen it slightly. I think it was doing Barnstable run again, I think. No, I don't think I might have seen it again. I think 151. I don't think I've seen it. But yeah, I think I might have. I might have seen it, but I think it's on Thursday where I've seen it again. I think we might have seen it again on Thursday, but not Friday. So I didn't see it on Friday. So, but 151.30, that's another one in the candidate listing. But it's also 43139 made an appearance several times as well. Since Tuesday. Tuesday it appeared with a service from Penzance to London Paddington. Then afterwards, 43139 made an appearance again. The next day after that was doing the Penzance to London Paddington fast, and was the first one to kick yourself in the Plymouth episode. And then Thursday it was diverting. It was there again, diverting, doing the diverted service with 43025 as well, also making it a possible candidate as well in the list of the Stalker Train of the series year of Southwest Series. But there is one outstanding winner. The answer is 15221. Now 15221 has stalked me since Tuesday. Tuesday we saw it on the Lube on the journey video. Wednesday has appeared again, going to Penzance and actually just terminated him from Cardiff. Thursday, seen it again, doing 3 major runs. This time I was going from Gloucester to Frome to Warminster, Warminster to Great Malvern. And then 152-1 seen again on Friday as well. And it was doing a service from Weston-super-Mare to Bristol Parkway a lot. And to be quite frank, 152-1, you have been following me so many times during that period that I think you're most likely to stalk me the most compared to 151-30 and 153-382. Hence I give you 152-1 as my Stalker Train of the series, of Series 1. So congratulations, you received that award for that. But it will frustrate me every time I'm going to see you now when you're about. But actually, I don't go on that line very much often. But you did win the award. So, but yeah, 152-1 is my Stalker Train of the series of the Southwest Summer Getaway Series 1. So that is all it for Series 1 for the Southwest Series. Thank you all very much for watching. It's been a pleasure seeing you all. If you have managed to meet me, very nice to meet you all. A very nice pleasure to meet you all down in the Southwest and who have joined me in the series. Series 2 will be commissioning next year. So I have thrown some candidates in Series 2, which you'll find out about the 5. Now, I'll give you that Southwest Series is featured again. It will be known as the Southwest Series 2, but that will depend on you guys to vote on the poll, and that's not going to be until later in the year, just before the end of the year. So yeah, there's 4 other candidates, and not just Southwest Series are being involved in this, but I'll give you the 4 other candidates once it comes around, probably another month's time. I'll do another announcement video for that. So, Summer Getaway Series will return next year. Thank you all very much for watching. Was Summer Getaway Series 1, the Southwest Series. Your next video now about to appear later in the same day is episode 20. And it's all the stuff that I don't seem to actually fit in my normal videos. All the stuff that you probably have not seen, uncut scenes, and also some stuff that are a bit bonus. So you get the Tarka Line Bash, you get to see Exeter St David's when we left on Thursday, where you saw the NMT again, and also you get a couple of bits as well, including my last train heading back to Exeter as well, which was a bit. It was a bit sad really, seeing that it was my last train there, but I thought I would record you one little extra bonus bit for you to enjoy really once I'm about to head off. So that is that done. So my next station is Coventry on the West Coast Main Line. We'll be back on TSC Series 4. This is episode 5, which we'll come up to next. Apologies, there's no video before Sleaford and Grantham this weekend. This is due to a derailment recently at Ely, just near Ely. So it means that there are no train services running between Ipswich and Peterborough, suspended between Bury St Edmunds and Peterborough. So it means bus services are taking over between Bury St Edmunds to Ely and Peterborough. So no video from Sleaford and Grantham, and also no journey video will relate to that one. So my next journey video, my next station will be Coventry, followed by Banbury and Leamington Spa. Your next journey video is London Marylebone to Banbury on a Chiltern main lines. I do not know which one's which, whether we're going to get a DMU or either we're going to get the 68 and a Mark 5 run, which will be, I'm not so sure answer still, so we're going to have to wait and see. But it's a possibility that a DMU could be using this route again. So, and also what's interesting, on Coventry's episode, you may notice that Pendolino's are terminating at Milton Keynes Central. Yes, that's right, it is going to be happening because London Euston at the time is closed for HS2. So that will be quite interesting to know what's happening. We're hoping we're going to see some freight at Leamington and also at Banbury. Hopefully we'll get some. And some more Chiltern Railways action, which finally we're going to get some more of now, since the last time sometimes mostly covered, there's small little bits covered at Birmingham Moor Street and also at Oxford. So hoping Leamington, Spa and Banbury will cover a lot more than just normal usual things. So it's a good thing that actually Chiltern steps up to the light now in the next episode. Genevieve, London Marylebone to Banbury. Your next Summer Getaway Series video is coming up later. And that is it. There's no more. That's it. There's no more Summer Getaways episodes now. That's all it is. We're back to Series 4 on TSC Series. So, thank thank you all for watching. This is TrainSpotEast signing out. This is Series 1 Episode 19 of the end of series review. I'll see you guys at... well, I'll see you guys at Coventry now, as we come back to normality. Take care all. Goodbye.